Today we are making chocolate caramel espresso cake with vertical layers. You're going to start by making the caramel frosting. You're going to heat water, sugar, and corn syrup over medium-high heat. Once the sugar is dissolved, you're going to turn it to medium-low. You're going to watch closely because it'll change from a light amber to a dark brown very quickly. Once it turns to a dark copper penny color, you're going to turn it off the heat and you're going to slowly add cream that has been warmed and a little espresso added to it, and you're going to whisk constantly. You don't want the caramel mixture to boil over, so make sure you add it very slowly. Now you're going to add chunks of cream cheese, let that sit for 10 minutes covered, uncover it, whisk it till you see small clumps, and then you're going to add more heavy cream, and then let that sit in the fridge until it is completely chilled. Once it is 100% cold, you're going to beat on high until you have stiff peaks, and you'll be able to flip the bowl. The frosting won't fall out. For the ganache, you're going to melt chocolate, heavy cream, and corn syrup in a microwave 30 seconds at a time, stirring after each time, and you're going to repeat that process till it's nice and smooth. For the cookie crumbles, you're going to melt some chocolate in butter, stir that in, add cocoa powder, mix that until completely combined, and add brown sugar. Mix that again. Now you can add your flour and salt. Mix that till thoroughly combined. This will be nice and stiff. You're going to then use your hand and crumble it, making small clumps. This dough should be moist but not super wet. You're going to spread that on a rimmed baking sheet covered with parchment paper. And you're going to bake this in the oven at 350 for 12 to 14 minutes. For the chocolate shards, melt some chocolate and then spread it thinly on parchment paper. And then you're going to melt some white chocolate and just drizzle that on the top. You're going to let that chill in the freezer. Now for the cake, you're going to whisk egg yolk, sugar, vanilla, water, and oil. Once everything is mixed, you're going to add the flour, salt, and baking powder. Mix that until there are no flour clumps remaining. Now for the egg whites, you're going to beat on high with cream and tartar until you see stiff peaks. Then you're going to gently fold the egg whites into the cake batter. I do it 1/3 at a time. I fold in the first 2 additions with a whisk. For the last addition, I fold in very gently with a spatula. Now you're going to put it in a rimmed baking sheet, bake at 350, 12 to 14 minutes. Give it a few taps to take out the air bubbles. When you press into the cake, it should bounce back. That's when you know it's done. Invert onto a damp towel and wired rack. Peel off the parchment paper, and then you're going to immediately roll it inside the towel, starting with the shorter side. After it's rolled, you're going to let it rest completely until it's cool, about 1 hour. You don't want to go over an hour because the cake will stick to the towel. Cut the cake into 3 portions. You're going to spread the ganache evenly over the cake. And you're going to add caramel coffee mousse frosting. Then you're going to roll up each strip on top of each other and then stack it vertically on a plate. Let that chill in the fridge. Now you can add the rest of that mousse frosting, cover the cake completely, and again let it set in the fridge until it is nice and firm. Smooth it over after you take it out of the fridge, because now you're going to add your ganache. Just pour it over the top of the cake and it will drizzle down the sides, gently edging it over with an offset spatula or a regular spatula or a knife. Now you're going to gently add the cookie crumbles to the base of the cake. And for the finish, you're going to break the chocolate shards into whatever sizes or shapes you want. And you're going to place that on top of the cake. You can do it in the middle or you can do it on one side. Completely up to you. This is a medium-sized cake, so I did it in the middle, but for the extra large cake, I did it in the back. Okay, now go ahead and cut the cake. And this cake is amazing, tastes delicious, and it really is a showstopper when people see the vertical layers. You can customize it and make it small, medium, or extra large. I hope you all enjoy.